Hi, I'm Suzanne Letcher, and a little bit of how I got into, fitness is all dates back to when I was first diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I had been a runner. This was back in, I'm gonna age myself a little bit here, 1995. I was a junior in high school, 17 years old, and it was shortly after my junior year of cross-country season. I started just sleeping all the time. I was lethargic. I started waking up during the night to go to the bathroom a million times. I was eating everything under the sun, and I had lost weight. I continually lost weight. People thought I was anorexic, and come to find out in March the following year, at the beginning of track season, I still remember the day I was diagnosed was actually the date of my first track meet, my junior year of high school, and I was told I had type 1 diabetes. At that point in time, my world just kind of stopped. I was like, okay, so do I even get to run? Do I even get to eat sugar again? Do I ever, how do you get back to a new normal with this chronic disease? I think that was one of the hardest things to accept, was the fact that I was told, you have this chronic disease. And one thing I'll never forget was when my mom told me, she's like, this is gonna be your disease. And that's something that stuck with me forever. Another key point in my journey with being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, it was when my first endocrinologist, he actually told me, he's like, maybe you should take up a safer sport like chess. And with the person I am, I kind of took that as a challenge. And so I got back into running. I gained 30 pounds in the matter of a month. So I went from looking like I was anorexic to looking like I was, essentially bloated, but I was healthier. I felt so much better once I started on insulin, once I started eating again, and my body was processing those nutrients. And from that point on, I guess running became my main focus, running more miles. I competed all through college. 4 years after I was diagnosed, I ran a full marathon. I've ran multiple half marathons. And then my junior year of college, I missed qualifying for nationals in the half marathon to run the marathon by 3 seconds. But I was injured. I had plantar fasciitis just terribly. I ended up taking 6 months off during my senior season. And I guess I never quite got that ending to my senior running career, I guess you'd say. And then when I got back into it, I had already graduated college. I had moved down to Sioux Falls, and I could never get back into running. It never was the same for me. Running in Sioux Falls, city running, was just not the same as going out in the country and running 10 miles, running 20 miles. And so I guess that's kind of when I got back into the gym. I kind of got into weightlifting, and then finally I found CrossFit over at CrossFit Sioux Falls, and I fell in love. I fell in love with the shorter workouts. I fell in love with the weightlifting, the Olympic lifting, and just the fact that you could work on something and see that progress. You could challenge yourself, whether it be, your clean and jerk, or whether it just be the 15-minute WOD of the day, rope climbs, handstand push-ups. CrossFit was such a vast variety of movements that it took so much effort, so much practice, so much work, and even if you were good at one thing, I can guarantee you there's 10 other people in the gym that could do another movement way better than you, and I guess that's what keeps me coming back, keeps me working harder. And then obviously the community of people that you meet that are also pushing you to be better, pushing you to be healthier. And that's one of the biggest reasons, like I said, with my diabetes. Exercising helps me control my blood sugar levels and will ultimately help me lead a healthier life, live longer without complications. And I guess my biggest thing is having fun while doing it. So I guess being a Science Nutrition Ambassador was an easy transition for me. I had been, before I came into Science Nutrition, I'd just been going on the internet looking for something cheap. As a pre-workout, was just using regular recovery. I didn't really know what it was. I didn't know what I was putting in my body, which looking back is rather scary. That combination of cheap and what's quick and easy on the internet. And so when I came into Science Nutrition, it was super easy. I asked questions. I said, hey, what's gonna get me the best pre-workout? What's inside this? Obviously looking at the carb levels. I guess that was one of the biggest things with my recovery, is that I really wanted something that was lower in carbs, but that I could take after my workout that could help me recover faster. As somebody that's working full-time, as a full-time mom, I guess time is of the essence, and that's one of the things I love about the protein shakes is the fact that I can, add that to my meal plan and not feel like I'm cheating on it. Get something that feels like a, chocolate chip milkshake, and I know I'm putting quality nutrients into my body, and I don't mind investing in that. I'm super happy, it's local. I love supporting somebody that's local to me as well, but ultimately it's about feeling better. I like going to the gym and feeling like, I can do just even more during my workouts because of the pre-workout, and then, like I said, the recovery, being able to recover faster so that I can get back in and do more. So I guess if you're one of those people out there that were like me, going on the internet, buying something that's cheap, not really knowing what you're putting into your body, I guess I just ask you to take a second and really think about that. Is your health worth it? Just to risk on something that you don't know exactly what's in there. The label says this blend. What do you know about that blend? For one thing, is it even what it says it is? What are the amounts of that product? I would encourage you to come into Science Nutrition, ask your questions, don't be intimidated. Every time I've ever walked through that door, I've been greeted with a smile, said, hey, how you doing? And then always when I walk out of here with a new product, I'm confident in what I'm taking. I've had my questions answered. I know exactly what's in the product. I know that it's safe for me. And I also know, if I ever have an issue with it, I can bring it back, without any questions asked. And then I almost always walk out of here with either a new t-shirt or a new shaker bottle, which is always just kind of fun, in addition to having that great quality product. So I would encourage you, like I said, if you have any questions as far as the products that you're taking, if you're interested in something new, stop in, talk to your Science Nutrition consultants, even if you're just having a bad day and need to get out of the house. I think there's somebody here that can talk to you, answer any of your questions, and would do it with a smile. So I encourage you, get out, come to Science Nutrition, and get the products that you need.